Yeah, probably last to last lecture we have finished with unit number first. Uh, Now today we are going to start with unit number two, right? And what is that? VHDL modules for sequential and combinational logic designs, right? Means what? Now whatever we have learned in unit number first. Now in this we are going to apply, actually means we are going to write a VHDL code for different sequential and combinational logic, right? Whatever the syntax, whatever the architecture structure of VHDL language, VHDL programming, that we have already discussed in the first unit, right? Now in this unit, now with the help of that, we have supposed to construct a VHDL code for different combinational and sequential circuits, or combinational and sequential digital design. Clear with this? So this will be the what we can say, the aim of this unit. So in this unit we are going to discuss the VHDL programs for different combinational circuits and for different sequential circuits. And what is difference between combinational circuit and sequential circuit, that you all of you are aware of, that you all are aware of, right? Now uh, one thing, before starting with this program or this unit, if you have any query related to the last unit, you still can ask to me right now. Or you don't understand some part of that, or you want me to repeat something out of that, so you can just mention right now. If you have any query, we will sort it out right now only, and we can proceed with our next unit. So if anyone have, just mention it right now. Okay, then I assume you are through with that unit. Now we will start our discussion with the, again I will this may be the repetition for you, but okay, for, as a part of the this unit, I have to explain this. Now again tell me, what is difference between combinational logic design and sequential logic design? Can anyone? We have already discussed this, so can anyone? Combinational logic or combinational digital circuit don't have memory, where we require a memory in case of sequential logic design. So this is the fundamental difference between the sequential logic design and combinational logic design. See, memory requirements, what, why you require a memory? To store something, right? To store something. Now what you supposed to store? A previous state, because to store the present state or current state you don't require memory. If you want to store something, that should be something previous to the current, that should be previous to the current state, that means the previous state. And to store that previous state we require a memory in case of sequential design. Whereas in case of combinational design, we are rely only on the current states only, whatever the current states of operation, that we are taking into consideration. So we don't require memory in that case. So this is the basic difference between the combinational design and sequential design. Now we will first uh, start our discussion with a very simple circuit, that is half adder and full adder. All of you are aware of this circuit, half adder and full adder. Now you can able to see the block diagram of this half adder. It has sum and carry as an output, and A and B as a input. It is not necessary that you can mention only A and B. You can mention X and Y, no problem. You can mention P and Q, no problem. You can mention S and T, doesn't matter. Here I have mentioned A and B. Now this is the truth table for the half adder, right? A, B are the inputs and sum carry are the outputs, and this is the equation for sum and this is the equation for carry. Clear with this? What is equation for sum? A XOR with B. And what is equation for carry? A and B, right? So these equations we have derived from the K-map analysis, K-map derivations. We have got these equations. Now, by using all this information, how to write a simple VHDL code that can behave or that can work as a half adder circuit. So this is about the block diagram. This is about the truth table. When both inputs are 0, then sum will be 0, carry will also be 0. When any one of the input is 1, then sum will be 1 and carry will be 0. And if both inputs are 1, then sum will be 0 and carry will be 1. And as it is a half adder circuitry, we are not taking care of this generated carry, unlike a full adder, right? Unlike full adder. In full adder, we are taking care of that carry and we are performing the further operation. But it is a half adder circuitry. Whatever the carry generated, we are least bother of that, or simply we are ignoring that carry. We are not taking care of that carry. We are just focusing on the sum part, right? So this is the full adder. Now this is the sum equation, carry equation. These equations you have to remember. Sum is equal to A plus B, carry is equal to A and B. Sum is equal to A XOR B and carry is equal to A and B. A XOR B is for sum and A and B is for carry. So you have to remember this. Now this is the full adder circuit, right? So in full adder, what is difference between the half adder and full adder? In full adder, simply whatever the carry generated, again we are taking care of that carry. Means our input will be now in this case 3, A, B and this carry in, that is C, and output will be the sum and carry. Output will be the sum and carry. Now what are the sum and carry equation for full adder? Sum equation will be A XOR B XOR C, and carry equation will be the A and B or B and C or C and A. So these are the sum and carry equation in case of full adder circuit, right? Now again you can see the truth table for the same. A, B and C. C is nothing but C in. Okay, C is nothing but C in. So this A, B and C in, if 0, 0, 0, then what will be the probable sum and carry? If any one of these is 1, then what will be the probable sum and carry values? Right. If all are 1, then what will be the probable sum and carry values? So this is how we can design half adder and full adder circuit. Now we will actually discuss the VHDL code for this half adder. Are you able to see this? This is the VHDL code for half adder circuit, right? Now this part, see, this part is nothing but the library and package part. This part is nothing but the library and package part. This part total is nothing but the entity. Remember our basic structure of VHDL language. What is basic structure of VHDL language? It must have library part, it must have entity part, and it must have architecture part. So very easily you can identify this is the library, this is the declaration of entity. That means this total part is entity and this total part is architecture part. म्हणजे जे आपण शिकलोय, काय शिकलोय आपण? व्हीएडीएल मध्ये 3 पार्ट पाहिजे, लायब्ररी, एंटिटी आणि आर्किटेक्चर. आहेत का नाही ह्याच्यात 3 पार्ट? You can able to see the library we have written, entity we have declared, and architecture we have written. So any VHDL code you take, any example you consider, it must have a first library declaration, packages if you require, then entity declaration part, and after entity you can have the architecture, right? And in architecture then you can go for a behavioral style of modeling, you can go for a data flow style of modeling, or simply you can go for a structural style of modeling. Now my question to you, by looking to this example, now you can say which type of modeling is this? By looking at this part, which type of modeling is this? What you can say?
Data flow.
Data flow, very
Data
right.
flow.
Why? Because here the Boolean expressions for sum and carry, whatever we have derived from the K map, we have mentioned here the Boolean equations, and wherever you find such a Boolean expression, blindly you can say it is a data flow style of modeling. It is a data flow style of modeling. If I want to write this same program with the help of behavioral model, what should I include in this? If I want to write this thing with the help of behavioral model, what that statement should be there? बिहेवियरल मॉडेलिंग मध्ये कुठलं स्टेटमेंट असतं? आपण शिकलोय की दॅट स्टेटमेंट शुड बी देअर इन बिहेवियरल मॉडेलिंग.
Process statement.
Very right, very right. It should contain process statement. Then you can recognize as it is a behavioral style of modeling, right? So this is how you can identify which style of modeling that you have used, right? Which style of modeling that you have used in to program any design, to program any design. By looking at the program, you can easily find out which style of modeling or which type of architecture it is, where it is a behavioral, whether it is a data flow, or it is a structural style modeling. So by looking into your program, you can easily identify the style that you have used to design your digital complex circuit. So here we have used the data flow, means simply we have written the sum and carry equations and we have ended. Now here see, this sum will be the A XOR B and carry will be the A and B. That's it. Means see, to design a simple half adder, how many lines you have required? Simple 11 line program you are required to design a simple half adder circuit. Now if I ask you to do the same thing with the help of different ICs on breadboard and different connections, how much time it will take? Or even if I will ask you to write this same thing, or if I will ask you to write the design half adder circuit with the help of microprocessor, still it will take more than 11 line program. But as it is an EDA tool, this VHDL has made us possible to even design such a complex circuit in a very simpler manner, in a very simple manner. in a very simple manner. Simple, you have to just write the 11 line. Finally, your job is finished. You can able to get the output. That's it. Same. Now tell me, same if I want to modify this program for full adder, what changes should I done here? What changes should I do here? Okay, before that, I will explain this program. Now here, this library IEEE, this is the library that you have to mention. Then this is the use IEEE, this is the package. Sorry, this is the library. Then in this library, which package you want? Standard Logic 1164, this package. And in that package, which items you supposed to use? That is all items. म्हणजे ह्या डॉटच्या पहिलं जे असतं ते लायब्ररी डॉट पॅकेज डॉट आयटम्स इन द पॅकेज. म्हणजे पहिली लायब्ररी कुठली आहे? IEEE. वी हॅव मेन्शन्ड हिअर लायब्ररी IEEE. मग यूज लायब्ररी IEEE मीन्स नाउ वी आर युझिंग दॅट लायब्ररी. देन इन दॅट लायब्ररी विच पॅकेज, त्या लायब्ररीतलं कुठलं पॅकेज आपल्याला पाहिजे? तर स्टँडर्ड लॉजिक 1164 हे पॅकेज झालं. आणि त्या पॅकेज मधले कुठले आयटम्स तुम्हाला पाहिजेत? तर ऑल, सगळेच आयटम आपल्याला पाहिजेत. म्हणून दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव रिटन ऑल. इन धिस वे you can write the library declaration and package declaration part. Now this is about the, and this total forms the library declaration part. Now after library काय आलं पाहिजे? entity. Now here entity half adder, this is the entity name, half underscore adder. You can give any other name, no problem. Even you can give your own name, doesn't matter. इथं एंटिटीचं नाव द्यायचं की ते एंटिटी काय आहे, तो ब्लॅक बॉक्स काय आहे. एंटिटी म्हणजे काय? आपण पाहतो की फक्त इनपुट्स अँड आउटपुट्स. इनसाइड दॅट ब्लॅक बॉक्स इज इन आर्किटेक्चर पार्ट. पण एंटिटी म्हणजे तो ब्लॅक बॉक्सला इनपुट्स किती आहेत आणि आउटपुट्स किती आहेत आणि तो ब्लॅक बॉक्सचं नाव काय आहे, एवढंच आपण एंटिटी मध्ये पाहतो. तर त्या ब्लॅक बॉक्सचं नाव काय आहे? हाफ ॲडर. त्याला इनपुट आउटपुट किती आहेत? तर ए आणि बी हे इनपुट आहेत आणि सम आणि कॅरी हे आउटपुट आहे. म्हणजे 2 इनपुट 2 आउटपुट. समजलंय? त्यानंतर एंड हाफ ॲडर, ही एंटिटी आपण सुरू केली, इथं एंड करावे लागणार. आणि ॲज आय ऑलरेडी मेन्शन्ड यू, एव्हरी स्टेटमेंट शुड बी एंडेड बाय द सेमीकॉलन. बघा, प्रत्येक स्टेटमेंटच्या नंतर मी जे शेवटी दिलाय की नाही सेमीकॉलन, का? दॅट इंडिकेट्स द एंड ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट. या सेमीकॉलन वरनं कंपायलरला कळलं की हे स्टेटमेंट इथं संपलेलं आहे. It will jump on to the next statement. आलंय लक्षात? Now this is about the entity part, this total. Now architecture part. Now architecture data flow of half adder. कुठल्या एंटिटीचं हे आर्किटेक्चर आहे? तर इथं जे नाव द्याल तेच इथं येणार. ज्या एंटिटीला जे तुम्ही नाव द्याल तेच इथं आलं पाहिजे. का? हे आर्किटेक्चर कुठल्या एंटिटीसाठी आहे? हाफ ॲडर इज एंटिटी, राईट. त्या ब्लॅक बॉक्सला आपण नाव काय दिलेलं आहे? हाफ ॲडर. म्हणजे हे आर्किटेक्चर पण त्या ब्लॅक बॉक्स साठीच आहे का नाही? म्हणून इथे जे तुम्ही एंटिटीला नाव द्याल तेच इथे येणार. अँड नाव बिगिन, अँड वी हॅव टू सिम्पली मेन्शन दिस 2 बुलियन इक्वेशन्स. As it is a data flow modeling, simply we have to write this Boolean equation and you will get the output. That's it. आता हा सेम प्रोग्राम फुल ॲडर साठी कसा होईल बघा. विथ सिंपल मॉडिफिकेशन. फुल ॲडरला फक्त काय येणार? आपण इथं किती इनपुट मेन्शन केली होती? ए आणि बी, फक्त 2. इथं किती केलेत? ए बी सी इन, एवढाच फरक. आणि आउटपुट किती आहे तिथं? सम कॅरी. इथं पण तेवढेच आउटपुट आहेत, सम अँड कॅरी. Rest all thing is same. Rest all thing is same. And just you have to write the equivalent Boolean equation. A XOR B XOR C in. A and B are C in and A are C in and B. आता मला एक गोष्ट सांगा. सपोज मी इथं वर स्मॉल ए बी सी इन लिहिलं आणि इथं मी कॅपिटल ए बी सी इन लिहिलं, तर हा प्रोग्राम सिंथेसिस म्हणजे कंपाईल होईल का होणार नाही हे मला सांगा.
होईल.
होईल. का होईल? बिकॉज VHDL इज नॉट केस सेन्सिटिव्ह लँग्वेज, होय का नाही? VHDL ही केस सेन्सिटिव्ह नाहीये. किंवा उलट, इथं ए बी सी इन लिहिलं आणि इथे खाली तुम्ही स्मॉल ए स्मॉल बी स्मॉल सी इन लिहिलं तरी सुद्धा तुमचा कोड रन होणार का? VHDL इज नॉट अ केस सेन्सिटिव्ह लँग्वेज. VHDL is not case sensitive language, and that's why. Clear with this? Now, in this way, we are going to proceed with the different examples and different VHDL code. And if time permits, probably after completion of this means explanation, theoretical explanation, in what we can today is Thursday, right? After 2-3 days, I can show you the live working of this code, right? I have that Xilinx software installed in my PC, so I can show you actually how to program by using that Xilinx tool. The same program we will execute there, right? We can go for such a 1 or 2 programs, and I will explain you how to execute that with the help of that Xilinx software. Actually, code remains same. हाच कोड होणार, हाच कोड आहे, कोड इज सेम, कोड मध्ये काही फरक नाहीये, पण ते Xilinx सॉफ्टवेअर कसं वापरायचं, हाऊ टू यूज दॅट Xilinx टूल, how to write the simple VHDL code in that, and how to execute that I will explain you after completion of this theoretical part. Okay, आधी आपण सगळे प्रोग्राम समजावून घेऊया, then I will go for the what we can say some live online session for you. In that I will actually explain you how to write, how to use that Xilinx tool, how to write a VHDL program in that, and how to execute that. That means how to check its output. That I will explain you later. Okay, first we will complete this theoretical part, then I will go on the practical explanation. Okay. Okay, so this is about the full adder. Now, next we will discuss the 4-bit parallel adder. Now, immediately you should answer, this 4-bit parallel adder is a sequential circuit or combinational circuit? Whether it is a sequential circuit or combinational circuit. Of course, if you want to store this carry generated and you have to use that carry output in case of the second full adder, you should require a memory, right? You require a memory to store this previous carry and to consider it into a next adder circuitry, right? So it is an example of sequential logic design. So this is the block diagram of this full adder. It actually, this 4-bit parallel adder is nothing but combination of 4 full adders. You can able to see here. C in A, B, these are the first 3 inputs to the adder 0. Then sum is the output, and the carry we are passing it to the next full adder as a scene of the this full adder. म्हणजे ह्याचं जे पहिल्या फुल ॲडरचे जे सी आउट आहे कॅरी, तेच दुसऱ्या ॲडरचं काय असणार आहे, सी इन असणार आहे. सिमिलरली दुसऱ्या म्हणजे इट इज ऍक्च्युअली द सेकंड, 0 अँड फर्स्ट इज अ सेकंड. दुसऱ्या फुल ॲडरचं कॅरी आउट हे तिसऱ्या फुल ॲडरचं काय असणार आहे, कॅरी इन. सिमिलरली तिसऱ्या फुल ॲडरचं कॅरी आउट हे चौथ्या फुल ॲडरचं कॅरी इन असणार आहे. ती कॅरी आपण पुढे देतो. दॅट्स वाय you are getting that. That's why this circuit is called as 4-bit parallel adder. We are giving the input simultaneously, parallelly to all these full adders, and we are checking and also we are getting the outputs parallelly. इनपुट सगळ्याला सायमल्टेनियसली देताय का नाही इथं वर, आणि आउटपुट पण सगळ्याची सायमल्टेनियसली घेताय का, सिरियली घेताय? नो, इट्स अ पॅरलल सर्किट. इट्स अ डिझाइन इज in such a way that you can apply input simultaneously and you can get the output simultaneously. That's why it is a 4-bit parallel adder. Now, this is the VHDL code for this 4-bit parallel adder. Now, how many inputs we require? A, B, right? Sum, carry and C in, right? A, B and C in is the input, some carry as a output. Now, as it indicates, 4-bit parallel adder means this A is of 4-bit. That's why we have discussed the 3 down to 0 means 4-bit. B is also of 4-bit. Here you can see 4 bits आहे का नहीं है? A0, A1, A2, A3. How many bits input is A? 4-bit input. Similarly, B0, B1, B2, B3. How many bit input? 4-bit input. And this final C in and this C out is also of 4-bit. S0, S1, S2, S3. Now in this context, see, A is of 3 down to 0, that means 4-bit. B is of 3 down to 0, that means 4-bit, and the output sum is also of 4-bit. And C is the final carry out, and C in is the carry in, initial carry in, and C is the final C out. Clear? So this is the entity part. Of course, I have not mentioned here the library part, but library should be there. आपण ज्या मगाशी लायब्ररी पाहिल्या IEEE डॉट स्टँडर्ड लॉजिक 1164.all ते इथं येणार. ओके, I have simply written here the entity. I have started here from the entity part, but library part has to be there. Library part has to be there. So this is about the entity. Now this is the architecture part. This is the architecture part. Now in this architecture, here which type of modeling we have used here? Can anyone? Which type of modeling we have used?
Behavioral.
Behavioral style, because we have included this process statement, right? So architecture of PALL, that means parallel adder, and process A, B, C in. म्हणजे आता इथं बघा, लक्ष द्या, प्रोसेस मध्ये जे तुम्ही व्हेरिएबल लिहाल A, B, C in, whatever you have written in the process, that will get executed concurrently, and that variables you can consider inside the process statement. That variables you can consider inside the process statement. That means process A, B, C in, variable we have used here, variable U. बघा, म्हणजे आपण जे जे शिकलोय ते सगळं आपण इथे इम्प्लिमेंट करतोय. आपण काय शिकलोय की व्हेरिएबल हे प्रोसेसच्या आउटसाइड युजफुल नसतं. दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव डिस्कस दिस, वी हॅव डिक्लेअर दिस व्हेरिएबल इनसाइड द प्रोसेस. प्रोसेसच्या नंतर व्हेरिएबल आपण डिक्लेअर केलंय का नाही इथं? कशासाठी? कारण हे जे यू व्हेरिएबल आहे ते एकदा एंड प्रोसेस केल्यानंतर त्याचा यूज होणार का? हे जे व्हेरिएबल आपण इथं जे डिक्लेअर केलेलं आहे, व्हाय वी हॅव डिक्लेअर्ड विदिन द प्रोसेस, व्हाय नॉट आउटसाइड द प्रोसेस? हे प्रोसेसच्या आधी का नाही व्हेरिएबल लिहू शकलो आपण? बिकॉज इट इज नॉट अ ग्लोबल, इट्स अ टेम्पररी डेटा होल्डर. हे जे व्हेरिएबल आहे हे टेम्पररी आहे, हे एवढ्या प्रोसेस पुरतं मर्यादित आहे. वन्स यू एंड द प्रोसेस, या व्हेरिएबलचं मिनिंग काहीही नाही. हे जे यू व्हेरिएबल आपण डिफाईन केलेलं आहे ह्याचं मिनिंग या प्रोसेस पुरतं. वन्स यू हॅव एंडेड विथ द प्रोसेस, ह्याचं मिनिंग काही सुद्धा नाही. सिमिलरली प्रोसेस, देन व्हेरिएबल, देन अगेन बिगिन, u, primary u will get value of c in. So we have stored this c in value in a u. Then we have used a for loop for I in 0 to 3 loop. That means this loop will executed for 3 times, 0, then 1, 2, 3. That means this loop will get executed 3 times. And what the loop expression is, si will get value of ai XOR with bi XOR with u. And again this u will get value ai and bi or bi and u or u and ai. That means simply we have written the sum and carry equation for the full adder. But the difference is, instead of this c in, we have used this u variable, and that we have declared here. That we have declared here. Clear with this? Now this is the program for full adder. 4-bit parallel adder. So now we will discuss the next example, that is 3:8 decoder. Right, now how to design this 3:8 decoder? Yes, now this is the very simple block diagram of this 3:8 decoder. Right, it has 3 inputs and 8 outputs. Depending upon the combinations that you will select in this A, B, C, you will get the different output combinations, right? Depending upon this A, B, C, you will get the D0 or D1 or D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 or D7, right? Now 3 bits means how many combinations? 8 combination. That's why we have mentioned here the 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? All of you clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now you just tell me the probable combinations. Suppose you have 3 bits, 3 bits to you, right? 1, 2, 3. You have 8 combinations. Now tell me one thing. If A is a 1, B is a 0, and C is a 0, that means combination is 1 0 0 1 0 0. Which output bit it will get selected? Now you just tell me. 1 0 0. Think on it and tell me in 2 minutes, okay?
D4. D4. D4.
So have you derived that? Hello? Have you derived that? If 1 0 0 is the sequence, what output you will get?
D4.
D1.
4. D4.
D4. Okay. So D1 will be for 0 0 0, right? Then A, B, C. You have to you have to consider the A as a see. Actually, this I have given you the insufficient data. I haven't tell you where this A is a LSB or MSB. Depending upon that, your combinations will change. बरोबर आहे. सपोज मी सांगितलं की A is a MSB, म्हणजे A is a leftmost bit and C is the LSB, that is least minimum bit. So now tell me which bit you will get. म्हणजे हे पहिलं बिट कन्सिडर करा. C is a first bit, B is a second bit and A is a MSB, last bit. 0 0 0 D0, right? Then 1 0 0 D1, then 1 1 0 D2 and 0 0 1 D. बरोबर आहे का नाही? Have you clear with this? So
Yes,
with,
sir.
with combination of 1 0 0 you will get D3 output. That means this pin, this or probably whatever the input, it will get decoded to a D3 pin, or with this input you will get selected D3 pin. So this is how this 3:8 decoder works. Now again, a very simple VHDL code for this 3:1 decoder. Now this is the VHDL code for this 3:1 decoder. Now how many bit input we have? How many bit input we have?
Three.
3 bit means how many vector or how many standard logic vector you require? 2 down to 0. That means 3 bit. How many bit output you have? 8 bit.
8.
Written here 7
8.
down to 0. कायम लक्षात ठेवा, जेवढे तुम्हाला बिट्स लागणार आहेत त्याच्यापेक्षा एक कमी डाऊन टू 0 असं लिहायचं. म्हणजे इथं आपल्याला 3 बिट लागणार आहेत. 3 पेक्षा एक कमी 2, 2 डाऊन टू 0. दॅट मीन्स इट इज अ 3 बिट. आउटपुट इज ऑफ 8 बिट म्हणजे n-1. 8-1 that is 7. 7 down to 0. In this way you can write the entity part, right? This is the library part. This is the entity part. आता तिसरा पार्ट कुठला असतो VHDL च्या स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये? आर्किटेक्चर. सो दिस इज द आर्किटेक्चर पार्ट. This is the architecture part. Now what we have written in this architecture? Process means we have used here behavioral style of modeling. Process A, begin. Again in process we have selected this case statement. आता मला सांगा, प्रोसेस स्टेटमेंट हे सिक्वेन्शियल आहे, केस स्टेटमेंट इज प्रोसेस स्टेटमेंट इज कॉन्करंट. केस स्टेटमेंट हे कॉन्करंट आहे का सिक्वेन्शियल आहे? कॅन एनीवन? व्हेरी राईट. कायम लक्षात ठेवा, या प्रोसेस नंतर जे काही तुम्ही लिहाल ते सगळं सिक्वेन्शियली आणि सिक्वेन्शियलीच एक्झिक्यूट होतं. प्रोसेस इज द ओनली स्टेटमेंट विल गेट एक्झिक्युटेड कॉन्करंटली. त्याच्यानंतर जे काही तुम्ही लिहाल all of that part will get executed sequentially. That means step by step. And of course we have already studied this. Case statement is a sequential statement. Now case A is when 0 0 0 म्हणजे when A is 0 0 0 output is B. B काय मिळेल तुम्हाला? 0 0 0 0 0 1. That means D0 will get selected. Now when 0 0 1, पण काय 0 0 1? A is 0 0 1 म्हणजे हे A जेव्हा 0 0 1 असेल तेव्हा तुम्हाला B काय मिळणार? ही व्हॅल्यू. मीन्स हिअर directly we are assigning here the outputs, and that's why it is a behavioral style of modeling. Similarly for third combination, when 0 1 0, पण काय 0 1 0? when A is 0 1 0. when A is 0 1 0, B output will get value this. Means here we are directly mention the sequence here. That whatever we are getting. हेच तुम्ही डेटा फ्लो मॉडेलनी पण करू शकता. मग त्यासाठी तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल? यू हॅव टू गो ऑन कार्नॉच मॅप इक्वेशन्स फॉर ईच अँड एव्हरी कॉम्बिनेशन. यू हॅव टू कन्सिडर वन कॉम्बिनेशन, derive its equation, equivalent Carnot equation, and again you can write with the help of data flow model also. But this is the simple method to write that. Clear with this, all of you? समजलाय का program? So we have written the 8 combinations here: 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1, 1 1 0, and 1 1 1. And we are writing the respective outputs: end case, end process, and architecture. So whatever you have started, बघा पहिले काय सुरू केलंय आपण? आर्किटेक्चर. In architecture we have started, the begin means start, process, in process begin the case, means first now we have to end the case, then process, and then architecture. बरोबर आहे? Similarly, you can write different programs. You can write 2:4 decoder, right? You can write 3:8. We have already discussed. You can write, say, 4:16 decoder, no problem. The same way, 4:16 decoder लिहायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला काय करावं लागणार? इथे 4 बीट येणार आणि अशा तुम्हाला व्हेनच्या 16 कंडिशन लिहाव्या लागणार. That is a 4:16 decoder. Very simple. Clear with this, all of you? समजलंय का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very right. We will stop here, and we will continue with the some other programs in next lecture, right? From next lecture we will discuss the program for comparator, 1-bit comparator, 2-bit comparator, and after that we will discuss some flip-flops: D flip-flop, SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop, T flip-flop. We will discuss multiplexer design also. So we will discuss few more designs, and then I will show you actually with the help of that Xilinx tool how to write this VHDL code in that Xilinx and how to execute that and how to check its output. Okay. In last lecture, I will demonstrate you that part. Okay. Okay. I hope you have clear with this. We will stop here. We will continue with again more designs in next lecture. If you have any query related to today's session, you can ask me right now.